This episode, I finished the '69 Camaro. I fixed the hood and sprinkled some salt on her belly. Interested? Stay tuned. Hello YouTubians and fellow hobbyists. This time I built Revel's '69 Camaro. First, the complete kit was washed and then left alone to dry. All the parts then were chipped off the parts tree and stored in boxes. A while ago I asked my brother-in-law if he could build me these two plastic parts, both having the center windage and a cone on the outside. He has access to a big lathe and it was just a matter of half an hour for him. These two little helper in combination with my mini lathe are the perfect solution to sand down the tires. The body had some minor issues, the hood didn't fit right and a couple of sink marks, but putty on the sink marks and a strip of 0.25mm styrene should fix that quite easy. While all of that was drying, I continued with the chassis. The instruction sheet wants you to glue this rear panel in after the painting, but since the fitting is not so great, I don't want to do that. Unfortunately, now I have a hard time to mount the chassis. That's why I decided to modify the chassis. The front inner fenders will be separated, and that should give me enough play to easily mount the two parts together afterwards. First I used this very thin razor saw, and to minimize the material that goes away, after that I used my number 11 plate and just scratched it out. After all the parts fitted snug together, I was finally able to glue it on the upper fender together. The hood had now enough time to dry. Therefore, the next step was working on that fitting issue. I took my hobby knife and cut it first in a rough shape. After that was done, I took a sanding stick and went a little bit deeper in detail. Now let's see if that all was worth all the work, and I think it definitely was. It fits way better now. After all the sink marks were sanded and the panel lines were rescribed, I was ready to prime the body. For the belly of the car, I was using the good old salt technique. First I sprayed the basic rust color on the parts. Then I added water on those places where I suspected rust would be most likely appear. Next I added salt too and let everything dry. Now I took my airbrush and painted over the whole thing some black grayish color. Those water-based colors dry really fast, so I was almost immediately able to brush the salt down, and what I ended up was some more or less random looking rust. For a more realistic look, I applied some washes for color variations. To speed the process up a little bit, I used in between always the hairdryer. Back to the body, which received a black dress. I didn't waste no time and started with assembly the engine while I was waiting for the paint to dry. Added some extra details to the engine. For the timing belt, for example, we cut from a shrinking tube a little strip down and took that as our timing belt. Of course, we also wired as good as possible the engine as well. I painted the interior two-tone. One was orange as a good contrast to the black, and the other one was this dark silver grayish color. I think it's called anthracite. Of course, I detailed the dashboard a little bit, used some UV resin for the radio and the gauges. And after putting all parts together, the interior was done. And now here is the finished build. Alright, that's all for this week. I hope you all have fun with every project that is on your bench. Stay safe. See you in the web. Bye y'all.